546 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
Not much rain at all today, just a few sprinkles we're seeing now with a mix of sun and clouds. Similar situation for our Wednesday, and then we'll see some big changes starting on Thursday. All those details coming right up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 4, Augusta commissioners trying to decide whether to rebuild or repair the boathouse, what that could mean for the rowing club.
Plus, a local group of sisters serving the community for decades now retiring. The legacy the nuns are leaving behind.
And a bill in South Carolina that would affect those convicted of DUI will soon be signed into law. We'll take a look at that as your News at 4 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brad Means.
And I'm Jenny Montgomery. Thanks so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with a possible new home for the Augusta Rowing Club. The club has been using the boathouse since the 1990s, but the city has voted to tear that building down due to mold and other issues. Commissioners are now considering building a structure just down the river from the current location. The cost is estimated at more than $500,000, but there is sales tax money available.
It's not a temporary solution, it's a long-term solution. When we redevelop the boathouse, we don't have to have them as a part of that entity. So for me, it's $500,000 or $600,000. Hopefully we can possibly allocate the SPOS dollars that we did have for the boathouse. Possibly we could use this for them since they were part of the boathouse.
The issue goes to the full commission next week without a recommendation. Commissioners say the club would have a market rate lease to use the building.
4 people now in jail after a manhunt in Columbia County. The sheriff's office says the suspects are all charged with shoplifting at Academy Sports in Evans. They are 19-year-olds Jerome Atkins and Eric Bowen, and 2 16-year-olds. Deputies say they all rode in the same car, and 3 weapons, one of which was stolen, and some ammunition were found in that car. The Richmond County Coroner's Office needs your help to find the family of the suspect killed in an officer-involved shooting. 36-year-old Duderal Sejour shot and died after a shootout on 12th and Ellis Street Saturday afternoon. The Coroner's Office has not been able to find any of his family. They may be in Florida or New Jersey. If you can help out here, please call the Richmond County Coroner's Office at 706-821-2382. One of those deputies injured in the shootout was Kenneth Mercer. He was taken to the hospital, and at last check, he's still there. His family's last social media post says he is showing positive signs of improvement.
Time now for our first check of the weather with Jenna Petracci.
And pretty nice day today for sure. Lower temps, lower humidity, as you said.
Yeah, exactly right. What a big difference from yesterday. We had a lot of rain and very cloudy conditions for our Monday. Today we had a good amount of sunshine. Started out with some patchy fog. We've had some clouds here and there, and also a few sprinkles we're seeing now, but definitely not a whole lot of rain. Here's a closer look across the metro and into Aiken County, just outside of North Augusta and Burnett Town. We have some very light rain, and down into Jenkins and Screven County as well, some patchy showers here and there, and that will be the case for our Wednesday as well. Can't rule out a stray shower, but for the most part, it is pretty dry outside. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam down in Emmanuel County. Seeing a lot of cumulus clouds. Temperatures are in the upper 80s and low 90s. Augusta now at 89 degrees, 92 in Louisville, 90 in Millen. Allendale, you're at 90 as well, 92 in Wrightsville, and only 86 in Edgefield. So definitely much warmer than it was yesterday when we were only in the 70s for the majority of the day, but still a below average day. But we are 13 degrees warmer in both Augusta and Aiken. Now our dew points, on the other hand, are lower than yesterday. We're seeing a lot of mid-60s. So the high pressure that's moved into the CSRA is bringing us some drier air, and that means it's not feeling nearly as hot, only feeling like 93 degrees in Augusta, so a much more tolerable heat index today. Winds are coming in from the southwest, though, 8 miles per hour in Augusta, and this southwest wind will start to bring us more moisture as we go into tomorrow. There's that stationary front to our south, all the showers and storms below it, and high pressure to the north of us. So another mostly dry day tomorrow. In the meantime, tonight will be partly cloudy, making it to 90 degrees at the 5 o'clock hour, back down to 85 by 8 p.m. tonight. So just a few sprinkles tonight. We'll have patchy fog form once again in the overnight hours. Heat and humidity is on the rise, and we'll also see some scattered storms over the weekend. I'll have all those details coming up, but back to you, Jenny.
All right, thank you, Jenna. A town hall tonight with the Richmond County Sheriff's Office and its property owner response team. The focus of that unit is on high crime areas like the Washington Road and the I-20 corridor. They're hoping to speak with property owners. The goal is to get written permission for the Sheriff's Office to act on their behalf if the owners aren't present. That's tonight at 6:30 at the Warren Road Community Center. Columbia County leaders are looking at an agreement that would benefit both Fort Gordon and the county. The proposal calls for the CSRA Alliance for Fort Gordon to partner with Columbia County to provide various services. Commissioners say this contract would provide economic benefits for communities in the CSRA and determine future missions that will help maintain the post as a vital function to the county.
Columbia County is adamant about supporting Fort Gordon and all the resources and wonderful things and economic development that the fort brings to our area. So that's one way we can show support for the fort.
Commissioners will meet again next Tuesday evening to formally approve that agreement. An end of an era in Augusta. The last of the missionary Franciscan sisters are leaving the area for retirement. They arrived in Augusta in 1878. Despite the social turmoil of those post-Civil War years, they dedicated their lives to helping the people of Augusta. As director of Augusta's Catholic Social Services, Sister Janet Roddy has continued that legacy. Since 2010, she's helped improve the quality of life for local people in need.
I always wanted this not to be a business, but this is a ministry, and it's a loving, compassionate ministry to the poor people in Augusta and in the surrounding areas. We can give to everybody that needs.
And while she's sad to leave Augusta, Sister Janet says she prays people will continue to uplift and take care of those in need.
South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson says the state is lagging behind. South Carolina will soon require everybody convicted of drunk driving to have an in-car breathalyzer. Jason Raven reports.
Well, back in 2014, state lawmakers passed Emma's Law that required ignition interlock devices for drunk drivers convicted of multiple offenses or drunk drivers who are 2 times over the legal limit. This year, they passed legislation that expands this statute. Next May, anyone convicted of drunk driving in South Carolina will be required to have one of these devices in their cars. The ignition interlock devices prevent a vehicle from starting if the driver is intoxicated. Advocates with Mothers Against Drunk Driving say they've been pushing for this strengthening of Emma's Law for years. They believe this will help cut down on some of the drunk driving deaths in the state.
This just really catches up to the back end of where the rest of the nation is in terms of DUI laws. We'll now be the 35th state to have an all-offender ignition interlock law. But there's a lot more we need to be done. We still have far too many loopholes that people, keeps people from getting convicted. The conviction rate for DUI in South Carolina is shockingly low.
The latest data shows there were 401 drunk driving fatalities in South Carolina reported in 2021. In Columbia, I'm Jason Raven.
The governor's going to have a ceremonial bill signing of that new law tomorrow at the State House. Thousands of South Carolina.
It is one of the most popular drugs for weight loss.
A lot of people use it. Coming up, we'll tell you about a new alternative to those Ozempic shots. Stay with us.
I get both and split them with a friend. Download the Bojangles app and order ahead. It's bow time.
Some people are turning to medications such as Wegovy to manage their weight, but not everyone likes getting injections. Now there may be another option. Justin Finch reports.
Obesity rates are soaring in the United States. Diet and exercise are not always effective in achieving weight loss goals. It can be a frustrating and never-ending battle. Wegovy injections have helped many people reach their ideal weight, but some people find a weekly jab unpleasant, and now there may be a solution to this problem. Rybelsus is Wegovy in a pill form, and it's usually used for diabetes, but it can also help with weight loss for people already taking it. In a recent study, adults from 9 different countries in Asia, Europe, and North America took the pill for more than a year. All had obesity and none had diabetes. Many adults achieved weight loss, and researchers think the pill produces similar weight loss results as Wegovy. It is best to consult with your doctor before trying any weight loss methods. With this Medical Minute, I'm Justin Finch, ABC News.
Major drug makers Pfizer and Eli Lilly are working on developing a pill version.
A new source for making medicine for pain. Scientists at the University of Bath in England say they found a way to make ibuprofen and acetaminophen from pine trees. Those painkillers are usually made from crude oil, but researchers say continuing that method is unsustainable because it's expensive and because of rising carbon dioxide emissions. Well, still ahead on News Channel 6 at 4, we're going to take a look at the forecast for the rest of this work week.
Jenna Petracci has that right after the break.
I'm attorney.
Back to school is right around the corner. Join United Way of the CSRA and WJBF News Channel 6 for the annual Stuff the Bus event. Give local students and teachers the supplies they need to succeed, or make a monetary donation for these key items. Visit WJBF.com/StuffTheBus through July 29th to donate to schools in our community. Stuff the Bus is sponsored by WJBF News Channel 6, United Way of the CSRA, and are Give It Your Best partners. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Well, it is much drier compared to yesterday. Live Viper 6 barely showing any rain. Here's the latest scan over the last hour. We've only had a few sprinkles pop up. One of those came across the metro and is now into Aiken County, just to the north of Burnett Town. Some brief heavy rain over there. And we've had a couple more showers down in Jenkins and Screven County. These are now dissipating. Very, very light rain. Other than that, just some cumulus clouds we're seeing. It does look like it could storm at any moment here in Aiken on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam. But really a mostly dry night with warm temperatures, but definitely still below average. We're at 89 degrees right now, feeling like 93. And the dew point is in the upper 60s. So we do have some slightly drier air that's moved in, making it feel a little bit more comfortable outside. At least we're no longer feeling like the triple digits. However, we do have a south-southwest wind of 7 miles per hour, which will start to increase our moisture. We're seeing anywhere from the upper 80s to low 90s now, though. 88 in Sparta, 90 in Sandersville, 92 up in Lincolnton and McCormick, 87 in Edgefield, 91 down in Barnwell this afternoon, with the heat index only up to 97 in Bamberg. Other than that, seeing a lot of low 90s right now. And the stationary front that brought us the rain yesterday is staying to our south. This is what will allow a few pop-up showers to form, though. So because of this front, that's why we have that southwest wind bringing us a little bit more moisture, which you can see on our water vapor loop as well. We've had all this orange across the area. That's the dry air, but notice the moisture starting to move in, and that'll be the case for our Wednesday. So the majority of our area will still be dry with a good amount of sunshine, but that moisture will allow a few storms to pop up, and that'll definitely be the case on Thursday as well. So for your day planner tomorrow, starting out with some patchy fog, temperatures making it into the low 90s once again, just a couple degrees warmer than it was today under partly cloudy skies. Feeling like around 98 for tomorrow, but then up to the triple digits on Thursday. Then as we go into the end of the week and the weekend, that's when we're dealing with more so dangerous heat. It's definitely possible we could have another heat advisory issued, as highs will be in the mid 90s, and it will be feeling as hot as 108. Now, when it comes to the rain, we will get a little bit of heat relief going into the weekend, keeping those rain chances under 20% over the next couple of days, then up to 30 for your Thursday and Friday, and scattered storms likely over the weekend. Some of them could become strong to severe. Now, let's go into our futurecast tonight at 8 p.m. There's that front to the south of us, bringing us a little bit more moisture, allowing for some pop-up showers possible on Wednesday. Only giving it around a 10% chance of that, though. Then for Thursday, some clouds in the morning. We'll have this trough develop, and that'll bring us a better chance of storms throughout the evening on Thursday. So that's something we're going to be watching very closely. Here's a closer look at home now. By the lunch hour on Thursday, keeping it dry. Then we'll see those storms develop, most of them staying to the outside of the CSRA. But then as we go into around 7, 8 o'clock at night, there's going to be a couple cells here we'll need to watch for the potential of damaging winds. Right now, the Storm Prediction Center has a marginal risk of severe weather as far south as parts of Columbia County, and there is a good chance that could be extended, including Augusta, later on this week. So we'll keep you updated on that. In the meantime, not a lot happening in the tropics still. We have this one area near Bermuda that could become a low pressure system and then eventually a tropical depression. Right now, that chance of development at 50% within the next week. Now our lows tonight will be in the upper 60s and low 70s with the patchy fog developing. Then for tomorrow, partly cloudy and a little bit hotter, making it to the low 90s across the entire region. We'll be at 94 on Thursday, 96 Friday, all the way through next Monday, with rain chances going up to 40%. Then all of next week, isolated storms with temperatures around 95 to 97 degrees. Back to you.
Coming up, a special day for a very special group of dogs.
We'll take you to the party after the break.
Every day is a fly.
It was a special kind of birthday for a group of rescued beagles in Virginia. The pups were celebrating their first anniversary after being rescued from a breeding facility. They were treated to a party, including dog-friendly cake.
Yeah, last year the Humane Society removed about 4,000 beagles from a breeding facility in the area, and there they are, 4 of the lucky ones getting together. They all found a forever home, but then they were reunited for this celebration that you see, and they had a blast, it looks like.
It does look like it. Everybody say, "Aww."
There is a lot more coverage you can count on coming up next on News Channel 6 at 4:30.
Including a Senate hearing today with...
It's mostly dry right now, and that'll be the case for Wednesday as well. Temperatures are still going to be below average with tolerable humidity, so enjoy that while it lasts because we will have some big changes beginning on Thursday. I'll have all the details coming up.
I'm Trevor Shirley and
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on. Time now for us to take a first look at our weather with meteorologist Jennifer Tracci, and it looks pretty good so far out there.
Yeah, big difference from yesterday.
Yeah.
We had widespread showers come through, and now I'm just tracking one single spotty shower, and it's very light. It's over in Aiken County, just to the north of Burnetttown. I think we could handle that for today. Really not a rainy day by any means, just those on and off sprinkles possible both tonight and for our Wednesday. Other than that, just some cumulus clouds we're seeing now on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at Augusta Regional Airport. We had a good amount of sunshine today, started out with some fog in the morning. Overall, Wednesday looks very similar. We're going to have the fog followed by some sun and clouds. And right now, temperatures are in the upper 80s and low 90s. 89 in Augusta, 93 in Louisville, 91 in Millen. Aiken, you're at 89. Only 87 in Sparta, 90 in Gibson, 92 in Lincolnton. So feeling more like a spring day rather than the middle of July. However, it is much warmer than yesterday. Of course, the clouds and the rain kept us in the 70s through the majority of our Monday. So even seeing those upper 80s still makes for a much warmer day. However, our dew points are on the lower side, at least for some of our northern counties. We're seeing some mid 60s where we have some drier air that's moved in, and that's helping to make it feel much more comfortable outside with the heat index only around those low to mid 90s. So 96 in Bamberg, feeling like 93 in Augusta, 95 in Aiken. So our sustained winds are coming in from the southwest, though, seeing around 5 to 10 miles per hour. That southwest flow will bring us an increase in moisture, and that means as we go into the next couple of days, it will begin to feel a little bit more hot and humid. In the meantime, though, we do have the stationary front to our south, keeping the majority of the showers and thunderstorms to our south, and that high pressure is taking over, keeping the drier air in place over the next couple of days. So partly cloudy over the next couple of hours. We're going down to 87 at 7 p.m., 85 by 8 p.m. Just a few sprinkles around, patchy fog overnight tonight, a good amount of sun again for tomorrow, and then we're heating up with those rain chances going up as well later this week. All those details coming up. Back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much. We'll see you in a few more minutes. Well, a grand jury seated in Georgia today to examine evidence and recommend whether former President Donald Trump should be indicted on any criminal charges for his actions after the 2020 election. The prosecutor in Atlanta claims Mr. Trump tried to overturn the state's election totals to earn Georgia's electoral ballots. If the grand jury finds sufficient evidence, charges will be recommended. According to the prosecutor, potential charges could be filed as early as next month. Meanwhile, attorneys for President Trump are asking a federal court to postpone setting a date for the trial over Trump's handling of classified documents. They say in order to have a fair trial and not affect his presidential campaign, it should be held after Election Day 2024. The Justice Department wants it to begin in December. Well, several lawmakers, Bank of America is going to have to pay more than $100 million for its treatment of customers. Regulators found that the bank double-dipped on some customer fees, withheld reward bonuses, and opened accounts without the consent of customers. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau says the bank will pay $90 million in penalties to its organization and $60 million in penalties to the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. Well, TikTok continues to face scrutiny regarding its data collection practices and potential security vulnerabilities. It's due to the fact that TikTok is owned by the Chinese company ByteDance, which is headquartered in Beijing. Congressman Ralph Norman, who represents South Carolina's 5th District, is concerned the Chinese Communist Party has a hand in ByteDance, which in turn gives them access to millions of Americans' data. He supports colleges banning the app.
This isn't a Democrat or Republican issue. I think this is an issue that affects all Americans. And you know, if you're in business with China, they control 51% at the end of the day. And so in America, that's not the case. We're not dominated by a government that's intent on world rule. TikTok is just one of the ways everyone that turns on this app, they're getting information, personal information. And how they use it is up to those that are keeping the information, which is China.
Clemson University, the University of Florida, and Auburn University have all banned the use of TikTok. The University System of Georgia has asked that all 26 of its colleges and universities ban TikTok and WeChat and Telegram. Well, coming up, a second strike could be coming to Hollywood. Who might be joining writers on the picket line next? Hollywood actors are planning to join writers on the picket lines. That's because the Screen Actors Guild union contract with studios expires at midnight tomorrow, and there's currently no deal in sight. The actors are seeking higher wages, increased residual payments. They also want to limit how studios are using artificial intelligence. If the actors go on strike, it will be the first time in 63 years that both actors and writers hit the picket lines over contract disputes. For more on what's happening in Hollywood, here's Jason Nathanson.
Madonna says she's on the road to recovery, and she's felt all the positive energy and prayers from fans. This in a statement on Instagram, her first since she was hospitalized last month with what we're told was a serious bacterial infection. She also says her entire North American tour, which was supposed to start Saturday, will now be postponed, but her European tour will start in October. Ozzy Osbourne is canceling an upcoming festival show, saying he's just not ready yet to hit the stage. In a statement, he says he's dropping out of his slot at the upcoming Power Trip Festival in October. Osbourne hasn't done a full live concert in 5 years because of various medical problems. The 74-year-old hopes to be back on stage next year. Vampire, flying to the top of the Billboard Hot 100 singles chart. Olivia Rodrigo's first single of her upcoming album debuts at number 1, the third number 1 of her career. It knocks Morgan Wallen's Last Night out of the top spot, where it had reigned for 13 weeks. And happy birthday to Alessia Cara, the Grammy-winning singer turning 27. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, the rest of the week be storm-free. Don't go away. Jennifer Petracci answers that question next.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. Live Viper 6 is nice and dry. We had a couple isolated showers come through Aiken County, Jenkins, and Scrubbing County, but now those have dissipated. leaving us with just some cloud cover. And that's what we're seeing now on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam. Definitely looks like we could have some more rain develop later on this evening, but it will be all very spotty, isolated downpours. Definitely nothing significant to impact your drive home or any plans you may have this evening. 89 degrees as our temperature, feeling like 93. We'll take it. Not too bad for a July afternoon. The dew point is only 69 degrees, so it is a little bit drier outside, making the heat feel much more tolerable. We're seeing a good amount of upper 80s as well. 87 in Sparta, 89 in Thompson, Washington, and Crawfordville. 92 up in McCormick, 91 in Barnwell, 90 degrees in Allendale, and 94 in Waynesboro. Relative humidity only around the 40 to 50% range, so pretty low for this time of the year, with the heat index only around the low to mid 90s. 97 in McCormick and down in Louisville and Swainsboro. Other than that, really not too hot. So we'll take it for now, but it will definitely be much more humid as we go into the next couple of days. We have a stationary front to our south. This is bringing us a southwest flow, increasing our moisture. However, this high pressure is trying to bring in as much dry air as it can, and that's really helping to limit our rain chances over the next day or so. Now, out towards the west, they're dealing with some major heat. This has been going on for a couple weeks now. There's high pressure over the desert southwest with 100-degree temperatures. Very possible in parts of Texas. Now, for us here in the CSRA, we're not expecting any 100-degree air temperatures, but we will see that triple-digit feels like temperatures starting on Thursday, feeling like 102, going up to 108 over the weekend. And notice even the highs will be pretty toasty in the mid-90s, so it's definitely possible we could have some heat advisories issued later on this week. But we will get a little bit of heat relief at times from the rain. Those rain chances are going up to 30% for our Thursday and Friday, becoming more scattered over the weekend and into next week. In the meantime, tomorrow, foggy conditions to start, partly cloudy skies later on, getting a degree or two warmer than it was today, making it to around 93 in the afternoon. Here's our futurecast, stationary front to our south. This will become a warm front, bringing us the chance of some pop-up storms tomorrow, though it is very low, keeping that rain chance under 20%. Then for Thursday, we'll have a trough develop, and this will bring us a better chance of some rain and storms, especially for Thursday evening. And notice closer to home now, noon, we're going to be dry, just the clouds, but then by around 3 p.m., that's when we'll see some cells start to pop up. And by the evening hours, we could see a line come through that could be a little bit gusty. We have a chance that we could see some damaging wind gusts there and definitely some heavy rain at times as well. So the Storm Prediction Center has placed part of the CSRA under a marginal risk for Thursday. It's possible that this could expand, including, say, Augusta and Aiken later on, so we'll keep you updated on that. But for tonight, we'll see upper 60s and low 70s. That fog will develop overnight. And for tomorrow afternoon, we'll have partly cloudy conditions, and temperatures will still be just slightly below average, topping off at 93, up to 94 on Thursday, becoming more humid with that 30% chance of rain, up to 40% over the weekend. And at that point, we are seeing 96 degrees over a several day period. It's going to be hot even into next week, and we're even going to go up to 97 by next Friday. Back to you, Dave.
Whew. All right, thank you so much, Jenna. Coming up, this year's winner at the Westminster Dog Show just got a new job. We'll show you what he's going to be doing next.
Your way. The Modular One. Now at Rooms to Go.
Sonic.
Back in May, 6-year-old Buddy Holly from Palm Springs, California, won Best in Show at the 147th Annual Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. He's a cutie. Well, yesterday, the mayor swore in her canine counterpart. Buddy Holly is officially the first canine ambassador mayor for the city of Palm Springs. He will be taking part in several upcoming city events. Give him lots of treats. He's a cutie pie. Wow. All right, well, coming